figured out what to do, and we did it right. So here's the thing. So these bolts here are too short to accommodate the what they called it, the slim snorkel or whatever you call it. So you've got to back them out, and so you got to get in here and pull them. So we actually pulled, and this is too short too, so we had to back this out over here. So what we had to do is pull this out like that, get in here, and then with a wrench you have to pull on it until you got them to twist a little bit, and about 6 to 8 twists to make them longer. What we did wrong in our first trials, we thought we had to put the metal plate back on, and in fact we learned from the manufacturer that the metal plate does not any longer serve a function. So we can keep that and make cool jewelry out of it because they have the gasket here. So you see what happens is you've got to twist these back a little bit to give them a little bit of length. You want them to be snug, but they have some length. And then you put one of the gaskets supplied on in front of the carburetor. Then you put that snorkel on in front of the carburetor like so. Then you pay attention to your notches, put the other gasket on like so. That is it. Now that you've done that, you're going to take the carburetor and, I'm sorry, the air filter, and you're going to place it back on in front of those gaskets. So the gasket on one side of the snorkel, then another. Now that you've done that, thank you, Beto. Okay, now what you're going to do is it comes with a spacer, which is way too long for the screw that was holding the bracket, the vibration bracket on. So it comes with its own screw. So you see there's that same size screw over there. Okay, I think we have it. Okay. So what we're going to do with it, comes with this brass screw, comes with this spacer. You put that in between here and here. To me, it feels like it's really too big, but yeah, that's what they sell you. So, whoa.
Okay, that doesn't feel good.
What are we doing here? Oh, I see. It has to screw in. It's threaded on this side of the sheet. It's threaded up there. So let me get that screwed in. So, twist. And that's what that spacer that we showed earlier is actually for, and that screw. You're going to have to snug that down and maybe even pull that bracket back. So then, when you put this on, you're going to find those holes again. And where are they? Make sure, ooh, almost lost my gasket. Okay. Got to be nimble of finger, and I don't have my reading glasses, so maybe we finish all. This is where you take over, because I can't see what I'm doing.
Wait a little bit.
Okay. All right. So, putting that back on. Make sure it doesn't fall off. That's a bit of a challenge.
Okay, let me get it right.
Just feels awkward with that spacer.
A little bit bigger than it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's why it's flimsy.
All right. Okay. And that little metal piece always is wanting to pop out, so we can't let that little metal piece pop out of the plastic. That's always a pain. And let's pop that onto the through the plastic, and then get something on there. Is that not happening? There you go. You got it. Now here's your. It's right there. I think once you put the nut. Oopsie. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay.
I don't want to tie that first,
Yeah.
so
Get the other one first.
I have enough room now because we took out the.
We took out the metal plate, so we got a few more
Metal plate,
threads, right? This is where it's been hard for us because this is on an angle. And maybe, you know, let's say maybe you have to tighten the bottom part to the.
Change the size. Okay.
So this is 10 millimeters. Really awkward angle. And yet you got it last time, so I'm suspecting you'll be able to get it this time. Not a good design, huh? We were thinking of having to take a hacksaw and cut out part of the frame in order to make it easier to tighten, but I think Seneshaw's got it. Okay.
Okay, looks good so far.
So it's not a difficult conversion. If only it had been easier to open that, get that air filter off because of that screw. But otherwise, it works out fine. All we needed really was to know that, and we intuited it, we figured it out, but you have to extend those bolts by unscrewing them a bit, and they have a bit of play. Okay.
I think that's tight
That's,
enough.
that should be. You don't want to tighten it so much you can never get it off again. Now, of course, we have to move that rubber hose. We've backed it off a little bit. This rubber hose here, we backed off from here to make it long enough now to fit inside here. So we can put that back in like that. Now, you can see that the snorkel is there sandwiched. So the carburetor is now flush with the gasket. The gasket does tend to peel back a bit, but that's only because it's a bit large. And that metal plate didn't use, it had a kind of gasket rubber on both sides, and so it was super tight. And they've told us that we can remove it. So we put it on, and now we took it apart. But so there's going to be a little bit of play in the gasket there, but where it's sandwiched against the carburetor, it should be fine. Now, tighten that up a bit. So that's where the biogas is going to go, in the tube on that snorkel. That's yeah, that's fine. So the biogas is going to go here, in there. That's nice and tight there, it looks like. And now we just have to make sure that thing is hooked on. That got messed up. That was a little problem we had with that spring mechanism. Should be okay now. Yeah. See if you push it on the other side, what happens. Has that little button on the other side. There you go. Came right out, huh? So we won't be needing this screw anymore. And we won't be needing the metal plate. So those are the two casualties of war that you don't need. So it is just a bolt-on. So remember, you need to get a 10 millimeter socket to do the job right. You can't just use a wrench because you will never get this screw off or on. That's the problem that you're going to face. Okay, so that, see what happens now when you press that button? It comes right off. So there's something wrong here. What if this... There. No? Oh, shoot.
It is, but
Did we break it?
let me see. Let me see. It cannot be before this. It can be before that.
Did we chip something? I thought there was a hole that it went into. No?
That's how it's supposed to be.
Is it? Now it's working? It seems to flip out when you press it, though.
Doesn't-
Okay, that's working. Huh. That's so weird, like it's like pulling it. Well, we'll have to, oh, that's not good. I wonder if we did break it. There's a little piece that got broken there.
I don't know.
What about, is there a hole? There's no hole.
I'm
That's
trying to figure out if there's any other hole, but it's not.
like it belongs in there, but it always falls off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then from that, let's just get the R filter reassembled.
Yeah.
So again, the question of that plate. How that plate goes on.
So it has a small notch here. The two has to fit.
Okay.
The two opposite corners have.
You know, we can actually look at this to get a sense of what it was, because it was facing this way, and look here, there's a notch hole there, and then there's a curve. That's what I knew. No, the curve is actually on this side. Seneschal, that's interesting. Yeah, the curve is actually there, and that's what I remembered when we took it off.
I think he did it differently from the.
There's a curve there and a curve there.
So it's supposed to go this.
It could be. Or
But
try
this-
the
this
try the
hole-
other curve.
This hole's supposed
Right.
to be.
Try it like
Yeah. Just like that.
that.
That's all it.
Where's that hole that you see in there?
So this is like this, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing
Yeah.
which I'm not sure is.
I remember
Yeah.
remarking that. I said,
Yeah.
"There's funny. The curve is there."
Yeah, but the two notches.
Yes.
These two holes
Yeah.
has to fit into those two regardless.
You would think to try it.
That's
Try
what
it
he
without
did,
it.
actually.
Try it without it.
Without it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do that. Without it, it will be just like this, right?
Yeah.
Or does it fit? I'm just not. Oh.
No, it's not like that.
Mm.
No, it's got to go horizontal. See, it has to be. It has to be something like this. Try that.
But the two
Yeah, I know. That's what you'd think.
has to be.
But then it doesn't match up to what the foam says. See, there's the curve. There's a, right, and there's a,
Definitely there's a curve here. So if I put the curve here all the way up in my feet, we'll try this.
yeah, that would work. Right, it rests on top of those notches. Isn't that interesting? That's so counterintuitive.
Yeah, counterintuitive. I think the function of this is to support the filter.
Yeah.
I don't see any other functionality. This is just a filter.
Right.
So I think
But it also
has to-
makes sure the air doesn't go directly through, because there's that block. I mean, why would they put that circular block there? And what's it supposed to cover? Right?
Yeah.
But that's basically it, and then we're gonna put that foam back on, and we have done the conversion. We're running out of battery now. So once again, what I wanted to point out is that you buy this piece, and this is really all you need for the biogas. We are gonna go ahead and put the actual regulator on for use with natural gas for propane, and it is gonna be, we're gonna drill holes just now and mount it here, so that then, if you hold this space for a second, just hold it right up there where it was. Okay, this is going to plug into here for the propane, and this is going to be bolted on, and then you're going to take the propane line or the natural gas line and put it in here, and then there's this, as I mentioned earlier, there is this bypass here that opens it all up, and then that's so you can flood, or you can
Flood it.
not flood it, but you can get gas going to the carburetor, and then you let go, and then it has its membrane for regulatory function. But with biogas, because it's so low pressure and we're using an air pump, we don't use that. So we just slip this off, and then we put the biogas hose right here. That's what we're going to be doing.
My phone just